The September 3rd, 2024 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission is hereby called to order. Notice is given pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, Vernon and Civil Statute, Article 3252-17, that the city of Smithville will conduct a planning and zoning meeting on September 3rd, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the council chambers located at 317 Main Street, Smithville, Texas. My name is Garrett Gutierrez. I'm the chairman of the Planning and Zoning, and I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves, starting with my right to my right, your left.
Hi, Lee Kilgore.
Caroline Noya.
Nancy Catherman.
Philip Slaughter. First item on the agenda tonight is discussion and action on approval of the minutes from August 6th, 2024. Has everybody had a chance to review those?
I move that we accept these minutes as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? No? Nay? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is discussion and action on amending the zoning ordinance, chapter 14A, section 6.1 and 6.2, and adding section 4.7, City of Smithville Code of Ordinances, to add regulations pertaining to short-term rentals. We got anybody from the public to speak on that? Nobody's there. Discussion amongst ourselves.
I do. If you'll turn to page 3, section 4.7.2 definitions, the definition at the bottom of the page for short-term rental, it looks to me like in the second line that the 1 before the word for is a typo and should be removed. Then moving to page 5, under section E, permit application requirements, move forward to section 5 on page 6, H, hotel occupancy taxes, occupancy history requests. The last sentence, where page 6, H.
Said 5, but I didn't get what.
Move to page 6. So it was set.
E.
E is on page 5, and then section H on page 6 under hotel occupancy taxes and occupancy history requests. The last sentence says, it shall be unlawful for a person to fail to provide the requested access in a timely manner. This is referring to granting the city access to books and records necessary for the city to determine the correctness of any report and the amount of taxes due. The phrase in a timely manner, I would like to recommend that we strike that and move it to 30 days.
I agree.
Moving to page 8, section 4.7.5 enforcement, A, discontinuance, number 1. I would like to move, this is a section that says that if a short-term rental use that was not registered with the city of Smithville for hotel occupancy tax prior to the effective date of this section, and who is unable to obtain a permit for said use or fails or refuses to obtain a permit for the use following the effective date of this section, shall discontinue short-term rental use within 90 days. I recommend that we strike 90 days and move it to 30 days of receipt of notice from the city. And then in item number 2, same issue, change no later than 120 days to 30 days. Do you need me to read that section, Garrett?
I think I'm good unless somebody else wants to read it.
Okay. Those were my changes, recommended changes.
I second that.
So we're still on discussion. Robert, I had to ask, this was written up by our lawyer. Is there a reason? Is that just common, the 120 days, 30 days, 90 days?
At the time after the council met in the workshop with our general counsel, there was nothing specified, so he put what he thought was applicable. But after discussions and reviewing the recommendations, I concur with those timeframes.
Sounds good. I just was curious where they came up with the numbers originally, so didn't want to step on somebody that had already thought about it. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? I'll entertain a motion.
Can I make my
Yeah,
own
yeah,
motion
yeah,
for the recommendation?
absolutely. Absolutely.
I recommend to amend the zoning ordinance, chapter 14A, section 6.1 and 6.2, and adding section 4.7, City of Smithville Code of Ordinances to add regulations pertaining to short-term rentals with the corrections as discussed.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve it with the 1, 2, 4 changes that were mentioned. Do I got that correct on it?
Yes, sir.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Agenda item 4, discussion and action on a zone change from single family SF2 to community facility CF for 300 Washington Street, parcel ID 20638, town site block 83, lot 6, property owner Edward LaView, agent Bruce Blaylock. Do we have anybody signed up to speak on that?
I do not have anybody signed up to speak, but Mr. Bruce Blaylock is here as the agent.
All right, we'll move on to discussion. Unless, Mr. Black, do you have something that you want to say, or you just want to answer questions if we have them?
Thank you very much for being here. My wife told me to keep it short.
All right, we'll open up the discussion, and if somebody has a question for Mr. Blaylock, feel free to ask. So I did see that, I guess the house that's there will be coming down.
The house will be coming down. It's a term of the contract. We will be closing when the house is down. And the contract has been approved by all parties. And so pending what happens at the city council meeting, we're ready to strike.
I did see the dumpster parked there, ready to go, it looked like.
Do y'all anticipate building another building there to?
No, this is a good news, bad news story. The good news is we have a whole lot of volunteers that work at the food pantry, and we have a whole lot of clients that come to the food pantry. And the parking lot that we have is entirely insufficient. So we've truly been jamming the alley behind the facility with parking, and also parking pretty much on the land that this building is. And the building is pretty much a tear down state. And the owner of the building, this is the good news, it's adjacent to our property and just exactly where we need a parking lot. When that house is down, we're going to pave the lot and make it employee parking.
Any other discussion? Any other questions, comments?
So it's all going to be employees and not patrons who, from the food pantry, correct? It's just
Right.
all volunteers.
We're all volunteer,
Right.
100%. And we have, our parking lot is divided into numbers, and each one of this parking spaces is numbered. And that's how we serve our clients. When they come in, they give us their card, which we have assigned them. It's a barcode that shows who they are, how many people in the family, what they need. And they tell us what parking spot they're in. And when the food is prepared according to their family needs, one of our volunteers, and we have 2 very good volunteers right here tonight, take it out to their car and they drive away. But it's really been a traffic jam for the last few months. And this property came up, and it's really a windfall for us.
There's no more questions or comments. I'll entertain a motion.
I recommend that we approve a zone change. Am I on the right one? I recommend, what? I make a motion to recommend approval of a zone change from single family to SF2 to community facilities CF for 300 Washington Street, parcel ID 20638, Town Site Block 83, Lot 6, property owner Ed Levue, agent Bruce Blaylock.
And then you gotta read the other part that's in the book. No, not on, oh,
Not a variance.
sorry. Sorry. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes, carries.
Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you. Yeah, thank y'all for your patience. I'm still trying to learn all the. Next agenda item, discussion and action, replat combining several lots into one at 807 Whitehead Street, Burn Addition, block 92, lot 6-7, and north half of lot 8, property ID 16564, property owner Byron Wren. Have anybody sign up to speak on that?
I do not have anybody signed up from the public to speak, but Mr. Byron Wren is present.
Byron, do you have anything you want to say or?
Not a bit. I think that we've got everything, Tracy, right, y'all required to be turned in. And moving forward, we're excited. Would appreciate approval.
Does anybody have any questions or comments or concerns? None here, none. I'll accept the motion.
We've eliminated the lot line that we're gonna build a carport and driveway over. And
You've done a good job in that.
yeah, it's come a good, long way. Yeah, and we love the neighbor.
My driveway.
That's right. And my grandkids come over there. Yeah, yeah. That's a long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, but it looks great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I make a motion to recommend approval of a replat combining several lots into one at 807 Whitehead Street, Burn Addition, Block 92, Lot 6, 7, and north half of Lot 8, property ID 16564, property owner Byron Wren.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
All right, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
And Tracy, have I done everything I need to do? Just show up next week, right? And you've got everything you need from me? All right. There you go. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Do I need to stay?
We're done.
Do you move?
That concludes our meeting for the September 3rd, 2024 meeting. If I can have somebody make a motion to adjourn.
So move. I make a motion.
I got a motion. I got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Painless.
6:13, y'all should have taken. We should have taken.